I'm here with David Treloar from the REIQ Group and also one of Queensland's top auctioneers. Thanks for joining us here at the Buyers Seminar today.
It's a pleasure.
David, can you tell me a little bit about the auction market here in Queensland? I understand that it's actually becoming a much more popular sales method.
Yeah, absolutely. We're finding through our group in particular at REIQ, over 20% of our properties are going to auction. So it's becoming increasingly more and more popular out there in the marketplace. And I think with things such as eBay and so forth, the general population is becoming more comfortable with the auction process.
So I know that, say for example, down in Victoria and in New South Wales, it's a much more usual method of sales, of a sales method. Do you think that's likely to get to those levels here in Queensland eventually?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've noticed that since moving to Queensland in 2005, year on year, it continues to grow in strength, and the agents get a better understanding of it. And I think the reason why it is a bit stronger in the southern states is because the auction culture is a little bit stronger. And but I see that filtering through absolutely.
Obviously auctions are what you do. Why should someone consider selling their house by auction instead of the normal private treaty method?
Well, I think first of all you deal with the A-class buyers, the buyers that are there, that are serious, that know they can get their finance, that are genuinely serious about buying homes. The easiest way for me to explain it would be that the sellers dictate the terms of the marketplace. So they dictate the amount in the deposit that they require, the settlement terms that they're after. Auction terms state that there is no buyer's inspection. There is no finance clause, there is no cooling off period. So it is the easiest way for the vendors to control the environment and the sale of their home.
And I've often heard that with auctions it's one of the best ways, or perhaps the only way, to gauge the true barometer or the price of a property. Is that correct?
Oh, well, my belief is you run the risk of underselling your home if you price it incorrectly. And on the flip side of that, you run the risk of getting no inquiry if you price it too high. Buyers will always respond to their perception of market value, and the good thing about the auction is that we take the price out of it. We sell a property's features before we mention price, and buyers will always respond to their perception of market value, regardless of what we as agents or as valuers or the vendors want. Buyers will always pay their perception of market value.
Saturday today, obviously, thank you for coming down on a Saturday. So auctions, a lot of auctions happening in Brisbane, especially today. Couple of tips. What would be a couple of tips that you have for buyers if they were going to their first auction and they were intending on bidding today?
Yeah, do your homework. Have a chat to your finance consultant. If you wanted to do a building and pest inspection on the property, make sure that that's done beforehand, because keeping in mind the price you bid will be the price that you pay, plus your stamp duties and so forth and your government charges. But it is important that you do your research before you do, because it is an unconditional contract. So there is no chance to back out of the contract should you be the successful purchaser. But bid confidently. The only risk you have when bidding it at auction is paying a price that you're happy to pay. And bid confidently. There is no point in waiting for the property to be declared on the market. My recommendation to everyone is, be the one at the auction that sets the pace. Don't be the one chasing it, and show everyone that you're serious about it and you're keen to buy it.
Lovely. Thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thank you.